There then is a summary of the game, an even match and a very good match, an enjoyable one to watch. South Africa lead the series by 1-0, and the next game begins on Boxing Day in Durban. After play, I had a chat with both captains.
The Innocents arrive at 1:35. Now on 4, we're just cricket crazy.
Christmas finished early for the teams as the third test match got underway here in Durban on Boxing Day. Durban is South Africa's third largest city, and it's situated in the newly christened KwaZulu-Natal, one of the major seaports of South Africa. The subtropical conditions make Durban a very popular holiday resort, but thoughts of sea and sun were far from England's minds as they prepared for this crucial match. Outstanding performances in both innings from NASSER Hussain down in Port Elizabeth ensured that his team did not go 2 down in the series. Now, here at Kingsmead, England have a great chance to level things up. Hello, welcome to the highlights of this, the first day's play of the third test match in Durban, and the whole of Natal has been riddled by thunderstorms and rain during the past week or so, soaking wet, yet miraculously the pitch here is dry. The groundsman has done an excellent job, and everybody thought that the captain who won the toss was likely to bat first. Well, NASSER Hussain did win the toss, and he did choose to bat first. Let's have a look at the teams that were announced by the captains. The big news really comes from the South African camp, where Jonty Rhodes, a favourite son of Durban, has been left out of the team. They had to find a way to get the spinner Paul Adams in. They weren't prepared to leave out Mananta Haywood, so it is Adams who plays and not Jonty Rhodes. The England side, well, Michael Vaughan is not fit. A bad blow on the finger and a bad blow to the team that he isn't fit. Darren Maddy gets a great chance. Otherwise, the teams are unchanged for this game. We'll get into the action now and we'll pick it up, but right at the start of play, Mark Butcher is on strike to Alan Donald.
Swing immediately. That's the first sign that many of us have been talking about. The humidity here is immense, and that does normally create a little bit of swing, and there's no doubt that ball swung. Oh, there was an inside edge, but the ball's gone to ground.
A little pat on the head for Adams. He dived a long way to his right. Just not swinging as much as Butcher perhaps anticipated, getting the inside edge, trying to cover the away swing. That's a good effort.
Beautiful delivery. Very similar to the first ball that Atherton got in the second innings at the Wanderers. Outside edge, but soft bottom hand from Atherton.
Oh, that's a full toss, edged into the ground and stopped by Pollock at third slip.
Oh, he's got him! Inside edge. And Haywood gets the breakthrough. And Atherton is out. A little bit of bounce this time. Found the inside edge onto the stumps. And retaining Mananta Haywood in this test team has paid off early on. Atherton out. And he made a single. England are 7 for 1. Let's take a look.
Exactly what South Africa needed. That inside edge, little movement in towards the right hand, and that bounce is, I think, what did Michael Atherton in the end. And here we have it, Michael Atherton 1, bowled Mananta Haywood, and England 7 for 1.
Oh, edge! Drops just short. Well, well, well. Just short of Pollock. End of an explosive first over from Mananta Hayward. England 7 for 1. Well, that's well left by Butcher. Well, that leaving a ball like that goes hand in glove with the soft hands that we were talking about and that we will refer to quite often at this stage of an innings. Again, slides out the bottom half of the bat and down to third man for 4. His first scoring stroke, it's 13 for 1. Nicely played.
Butcher turns this one off his pads again. He has played it very nicely. Well-controlled shot. It will give him that confidence that we're talking about.
Having said that, he can always find the edge, this time safely, and that's another aspect. The luck goes your way, 4 runs, and it's 21 for 1. Oh, he's going to get 4 more. Really rich pickings down with the vacant third man for England.
That's the reason why he gets to keep the ball down, even if it hits the outside edge of the bat.
Oh, he's been hit on the head, and he'll get a leg by.
It's a crushing blow that. I'm surprised that he was still aware of the run.
Well, again, 4 runs as Gibbs will give chase. The 4th one in 4 overs. Have gone down to third man, and England move on to 30 for 1. And he cuts beautifully, and I think Gibbs might have got a hand to it. They collect 2. Oh, that's gone straight through him. The big appeal from behind. Hayward's not that interested, and it was an afterthought from behind as well. Appealing for the delivery more than anything.
The way movement there for him. Oh, that went right through them all. 4 runs. It went very, very quickly. The hands hardly moved to that one as it fled over the left shoulder of second slip.
Good shot. Well stopped. Good cricket all round. Story can wait.
Starcher has been, or Butcher rather, has been hesitant in getting after the half volleys this morning.
That's a beautiful stroke. Kirsten in pursuit and will haul it in. I hope, having said so, and does.
And this is well played. He's going to get 4 runs, I think. Herschel Gibbs after it, but he's not fast enough to catch it. And so a confident start for Butcher after the luncheon interval brings up the 50 for England. 52 for 1. It's a brilliant, brilliant bit of fielding by Herschel Gibbs. That's where Jonty, of course, would have been positioned, but we know that Herschel Gibbs is a brilliant fielder, and that saved a certain 4 runs.
Sweetly struck here, Mark Butcher, but look at the stop. Brilliant.
Now he cuts successfully. He won't get 4 runs as Hayward cuts it off, but easy 2. So Butcher's had his moments of good fortune today, and that's what you need when you're struggling for form. See there, that's lashed away for 4. He's up the 50 partnership between these two. Lovely shot. Down the ground it goes. Has he timed it well enough to get to the boundary? The outfield's a little bit on the slow side because of all the rain, and so the fielder is able to haul it in, and they're settled for 3. Appeal for LBW here. No, says umpire Doug Cowie of New Zealand.
Made that decision very quickly. Ball pitching just outside the off stump. You see he's on the move, he strikes it just on and above the roll, but clearly the point of impact was outside, just outside the off stump.
Oh, that was Butcher taking the bat out the way. Extra pace and the ball ran off the face of the bat, safely so. Just the last moment thought he'd leave it alone, and a little too late. It's a good shot. Chase for Gibbs. It's hardly had much to do today. And 2.
It could very well be one of those days where, come the end of the day, and the batsmen have scored a few runs, they could have looked back and said, jeepers, maybe if I was just a bit more positive. But it's the frame of mind that counts at the moment, and it's not that confident.
Oh! Oopsie.
Short outside the off stump, maybe a little bit too full to cut it.
Oh, it's beautifully bowled. And the appeal is turned down, although it was an odd sort of appeal, more from Boucher and more from the delivery. 68 for 1.
Well, what certainly is the case is that Butcher's beaten here. He's gone back to a delivery which is full. And, well, if that's hit him fractionally outside the off stump, maybe that's what Dave Orchard has thought. But to me, that looks a very, very good shout indeed. On the roll, that's hitting the top of the stumps. No doubt, just a question of whether it pitched or hit him fractionally outside the line of off stump.
Two, 70 for 1.
Well, if he wanted to, he could have put Jonty's full names.
Could be hiding under there. Appeal. There might have been bat there as well. And from Klusner, it has to be pretty straight. Umpire Doug Cowie turns it down anyway. It's pretty close.
There's no doubt, though, off the inside edge, onto the pad.
So Klusner didn't see that inside edge.
It's turned away back with a square. There's certainly 2. The over ends and the score goes on to 80 for 1. In the air and out. Caught by Klusner, a backward point. Adams makes the breakthrough. Butcher goes at last, and he'll be disappointed with his dismissal, because it wasn't a great delivery, but he didn't control the stroke.
Disappointed is not the word, Robin. He will be steaming livid. That is nothing short in terms of cricket terms as a disaster. He bowls it outside off stump. There is a bit uneven bounce. He does go for the stroke and he gets a top edge. I mean,
you have to say that after all the work he's done, that is a desperate, desperate mistake. Pleasure for Paul Adams, who deserves it simply for the plan. Butcher's 48, gone. The score, 82 for 2.
Welcome back to a stiflingly hot Kingsmead. It is unbelievable here, 80% humidity and up in the early 30s. Hard work for the players, but thankfully there's a bit of a breeze across the ground now. 62 for 2 England. Mark Butcher has gone for 48. A struggle for him, but he'll be proud with the way that at least he hung on in there for England's cause. Darren Maddy, in just his second test match, is on his way to the crease to join Nasser Hussain.
Good delivery. That's the surprise value referred to just now.
It's good afternoon, Mr. Maddy, and a very warm welcome to Test Match Cricket. Lovely to have you with us in South Africa. Sniff the leather, my son.
Well bowled. Didn't carry. Several times we have seen the ball hit the edge of the bat and not carry. And I'm surprised this didn't, the way the hands went at the ball.
Oh, and I think that might have been a drop. I think there was a little nick there, and they get a single for it. Now, did it come off the keeper's gloves and hit the hand of Slip? This might tell us. Definite nick. No, didn't hit the gloves. Did hit the left hand of Cullinan at Slip. Sharp chance, not taken. Oh, and that's going down to third man for 4 runs. Even though there's 3 slips in a gully, it found a way between the third slip in the gully and has gone to the boundary. So a little bit of good fortune there for Darren Maddy, 97 for 2. Well, now, appeal from Daryl Cullinan because he hit it a second time, but he's entitled to do that if he's protecting his wicket. He was late with the shot and he hit it hard into the ground, see, and the ball might well have come down right on top of the stumps, and he was made sure that it didn't by allowing it to hit the back of the bat. Now an appeal for LBW going on the sweep, but I think we'll see that that was outside the line of the off stump.
Certainly help him to sort of bowl himself back into better form. This is a good delivery, perfectly pitched, just straightens a fraction. Just late, Adams has bowled a 4-ball and over in some of the matches he's played. Oh, now what's happened there? Has it carried to Cullinan?
Well, again, he's unsure. He's playing back very tentatively indeed. I think he's got the thick outside edge. Boucher's just got an outside of the glove to it. You see he's sort of around about the thumb area or maybe the index finger. And because it's hit Boucher's gloves, it hasn't carried through to Cullinan. Well, those either stick or they don't.
It's a good shot. Action at last. Down the ground and we'll go for 4. It's up the England 100 in the 67th over.
Good shot from Nasser Hussain, over pitch from Adams for the first time really that I can remember in this spell, and because he's right to the pitch of the ball he can play through it with confidence, and there's a big gap at mid-on is quite wide.
Goodness me, well left. That's straight enough, and a big shout. Umpire Cowie says no.
Now that is a good delivery from Pollock, and maybe a good decision because he's coming forward pretty quickly. Is that hitting him just outside the off stump? I think you've got to give the benefit to the batsman.
Oh, beautifully bowled. They're asking for everything. Caught behind, stumpings. But not to be. 107 for 2. Well, not hit properly, but for 4. 109 for 2.
It's Klusner to Maddie. Well, that's a good shot. And that'll go all the way to the boundary. Good straight hit. Most confident shot I think Maddie's played so far, 115 for 2.
And he's waited for this one, hitting it straight back past the bowler. Good correct shot in the end. High elbow.
Oh, he's hit that, and it's gone between the two fielders. Only one run as Hayward gets across. Oh.
Now we've seen that happen a few times already. Darren Maddie's still not comfortable with the amount of spin that Paul Adams is generating off the pitch. And what's nice is he's varying that amount of spin as well. So it's not the same all the time. One does turn a little more than the other.
Oh! Well, he really got himself into a tangle there, Nasser Hussain. Well, the concentration I was talking about seems to wave it here. Look at his front foot open up.
Oh, that's beautifully put away. 4 runs just backward a square. Been waiting a long time for that, Nasser Hussain. It takes him to his 50.
Yes, and what a way to go to his 50. A superb shot. He's played a very disciplined innings. When South Africa have had 2 men on the back on the hook, he's refrained from hooking. But as soon as they haven't done that, he's played the hook, and that's his shot, one of his good shots. He really does hook the ball nicely, always with a full extension of the arms. Never allows himself to get cramped up. And that's a long innings, 213 balls.
Certainly Mananta Hayward has bowled well, and that was a fiery delivery. To get out of the way pretty sharply on that one. 131 for 2.
Nasser Hussain just looking skywards. And again, deciding that bailing out was the best option with the man behind square deep on the leg side. Not interested in hooking at all.
Well, that's a lovely bit of bowling. That's a nasty one. Forcing the captain to pull his right hand off the bat very quickly.
And, well, I don't believe it.
I can't believe this. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Now the meter comes out. It comes out after they've offered the light to the batsman, not before.
Well, they never made it back onto the field of play. Bad light ended things at 4:30 after 85.1 overs of seriously painful attrition. Nasser Hussain unbeaten with 51. Darren Maddie with 24. England 135 for 2. The South African bowlers, Donald never got on again after that stomach upset. The best of them, though, Paul Adams, 22 overs, 1 for 26. He showed great skill and varied his pace well. I was very interested in the way